With the average American falling about $40,000 short on the dream to home ownership, house hacking has gained major popularity. Would you rent out part of your home if it meant you could have your own place? An article from BAM reported that a recent Zillow survey found over half of millennial, 55%, and Gen Z, 51% of home buyers find it very important that the home that they purchase have potential for rental income, either partial while living in it or full. Rental income potential has become hugely popular amongst younger home buyers as an effort to combat a lot of the affordability issues that have recently cropped up. If a new homeowner can rent out part of their dwelling, their monthly expenses go down, and sometimes that's just the amount of cushion needed to get into a new home. This house hacking trend has become extremely popular among millennial and Gen Z buyers, but there's also a fair amount of Generation X and baby boomers that are jumping on the trend. Zillow also did a breakdown of the wannabe house hackers by racial groups. It found that Latinx was the group that placed the most importance on potential rental income at 51%. Followed by Black buyers at 46% and white at 40%. So if a large group of today's home buyers are looking for rental income potential, what does that mean? For sellers, it means that if you own a property with a guest house, a separate apartment, maybe even a different entrance for a mother-in-law suite, those houses are going to sell at a premium because they're in demand. For buyers, it means it's time to get creative. House hacking works particularly well for multifamily, like a duplex or a triplex. But as long as you can partition off a portion of any home for a renter, you can still make it work. For example, if you buy a home with a monthly mortgage of $2,300, but there's a garage apartment that you can rent out for $1,000 a month, essentially it's like your mortgage payment is now $1,300. But there are some pitfalls to be aware of. Be prepared to have some vacancies and run those numbers. Can you survive and make your monthly payment if there's a month or two where either a tenant doesn't pay or perhaps the tenant hasn't moved in yet? Don't spread yourself too thin. When you're house hunting, also be sure to assess the cost of any renovations that are going to be needed in order to convert the rental part of your home. Be mindful of the homestead laws in your area. If you buy a house that you're living in and you homestead the entire property, but the city or county later finds out that you've been renting out part of it, there could be some hefty fines and major back taxes due. So make sure you're doing your homework. However, the main point of all of this is that even amongst affordability issues, there are a massive amount of people that still want to own a home and they're willing to get creative in order to do it. And because it's my job to make sure you're making the best possible choices with clarity, make sure that you realize that there could be some hidden consequences if you do decide to rent out part of your house. I'm Lindsey Johnson, your resource for all things real estate. See you next time.